It was a sunny morning at Austin Bergstrom International Airport, buzzing with activity. 11-year-old Shah was practically bouncing with excitement. This was the day he'd been eagerly awaiting, his first plane ride. Gripping his worn backpack and flashing a grin, he stood in line with his mom and older sister, ready to board a flight to Los Angeles. It wasn't just a trip to visit his aunt. It was a chance to see the beaches he'd only admired in pictures. Shah fired off endless questions at his mom. How high do planes fly? Will we see the clouds? Do they feel soft? His mother chuckled, brushing off imaginary dust from his neatly pressed blue polo. You'll see soon, baby. It's all part of the adventure, she reassured him. At the security checkpoint, Shah's enthusiasm caught the attention of travelers around him. An older couple behind them smiled as he marveled at the conveyor belt carrying bags into the scanner. His joy was infectious, drawing kind words and laughter from strangers. Once through security, Shah pressed his face to the large airport window, mesmerized by the planes taxiing outside. They're so big, he whispered wide-eyed. His sister nudged him playfully, teasing, Don't worry, Shah. You'll get used to it after 100 flights. But Shah didn't want to get used to it. He wanted to savor every moment. When their boarding group was called, Shah nearly bounced with excitement. Leading the way down the jet bridge, he stepped onto the plane, marveling at the rows of seats, overhead bins, and tiny windows. A flight attendant greeted them with a polite smile as they settled into their seats. Shah eagerly claimed the window spot, pressing his nose against the glass, imagining what it would feel like to soar above the clouds. But then, the atmosphere changed. A tall, blonde flight attendant with a sharp gaze and the name tag, Miss Bradley, walked down the aisle. Her eyes scanned the rows before stopping at Shah. Excuse me, she said curtly. I need you to lower your voice and sit still. You're distracting other passengers. Shah blinked in confusion, his excitement dampened. His mother frowned. He wasn't being loud, she said calmly. He's just excited. It's his first flight. Miss Bradley's expression hardened. Regardless, he needs to keep it down. The exchange caught the attention of nearby passengers, some looking up from their phones, others frowning in disapproval. Shah's cheeks flushed, his excitement now mixed with embarrassment. Minutes later, Miss Bradley returned with a startling announcement. Ma'am, she said to Shah's mother, I'm going to have to ask you and your son to leave the plane. He's being disruptive and making other passengers uncomfortable. Gasps rippled through the cabin. Shah's mom, shocked, replied, He's an 11-year-old child who hasn't done anything wrong. Who exactly is uncomfortable? No one spoke up. In fact, a man muttered, This is ridiculous, while others shook their heads. Unmoved, Miss Bradley signaled another flight attendant. Escort them off the plane, she said coldly. With trembling hands, Shah's mother gathered their belongings. Shah's earlier excitement had vanished, replaced by confusion and humiliation. As they walked down the aisle, passengers murmured, some discreetly recording the incident. That night, Shah's mom posted their story on social media, detailing everything from the moment they boarded to their walk of shame off the plane. She ended the post with a poignant question. Why was my son treated like this? The post quickly gained traction. Comments poured in, ranging from outrage to solidarity. A turning point came when a fellow passenger, Teresa, messaged Shah's mom with a video of the incident. It showed Shah quietly sitting by the window, his mother calmly defending him, and Miss Bradley's icy demeanor. Shah's mom shared the video, and it went viral. News outlets picked up the story, and the airline faced intense public backlash. Headlines like "Family Kicked Off Plane," "Passenger Video Sparks Outrage" flooded social media. The hashtag #JusticeForShah began trending as thousands demanded accountability. The airline issued a vague statement calling the incident regrettable, but the public wasn't satisfied. Under mounting pressure, they suspended Miss Bradley and launched an internal investigation. Shah's story resonated far beyond that flight. It became a catalyst for broader conversations about bias, fairness, and respect in customer service. The airline announced new policies, including mandatory bias training for employees. Shah's family became advocates for change, speaking at rallies and on national talk shows. At one rally, Shah himself took the microphone, Though nervous, he spoke with quiet strength. "I thought I did something wrong, but I didn't. No one should feel like they don't belong." His words touched hearts, and the hashtag respect every passenger replaced hashtag justice for Shah, signaling a shift from outrage to advocacy. Weeks later, Shah's family finally made it to Los Angeles, their trip sponsored by the airline. As the plane ascended, Shah looked out the window, his excitement returning. "See, baby," his mom whispered. "I told you it'd be worth the wait." Shah's journey wasn't just about a flight. It became a reminder to stand up against injustice, to share stories, and to demand better.